All right, we're live. Let's make this full screen. Let me center this on TikTok. Alrighty, let's go over the trade I took today before we backtest and why we're going to backtest a new type of way. So this morning I took 2 losses because I got faked out on the 1-minute chart. This is the 5-minute chart. On the 1-minute chart, it gave inverted fair value gap under this fair value gap. So I got in under inverted fair value gap on the 1 minute, and then I was like, if we close below this line, we're good to keep going lower, but it didn't. This was a 5-minute fair value gap. So I know I said no continuation plays. However, today was a clear day to take continuations because there was no liquidity to be swept into these yellow lines. There was no liquidity to reverse from to continue down for the day. We were going to go all the way up here, and we didn't even go all the way up there yet. We're almost there, but we didn't go up there. A lot of people went down to the 15-minute chart to take trades today. I think that's fucking stupid. I got faked out. My first trade was clearly right. I just had a super tight stop loss. This pullback stopped me out. And then let me show you what it looked like on the 1 minute. So I'm going back to the 5 minute because the 1 minute, it fakes you out too much, and we're going to back test liquidity sweeps on the 5 minute today. So we got a big fair value gap here, and then we got another fat, I'll move my thingy here. We inverted both of those. No, actually, no, we inverted this fair value gap. This is the one I entered off of, sorry. This bullish one. So I took this trade. My stop loss was like just right below the fair value gap, like this swing low here. Obviously, it stopped me out way worse. We did get a candle close below the fair value gap, as you can see. And then I got in sells, but we inverted, obviously. And I noticed on the 5 minute, so I was watching the 1 minute on NQ, and I was watching the 1 minute on NQ, the 5 minute on ES. And ES, we never candle close below this 5 minute to get a market structure shift. And we got an inverter here to get into buys. So I should have gotten buys here, but I already taken 2 trades. If I take 2 trades for the day, I'm done. Obviously, this is why it did trade really sideways and choppy, but it still went up. It was a clear day for buys. I know our strategy is not continuation plays. However, there was no liquidity into this yellow line. Like not a single one to reverse from. Literally not a single one. So I just was like, oh, maybe we'll get a reversal after this candle close. Because as we backtested yesterday, randomly, we saw like how it can reverse out of nowhere sometimes. However, this was I have never seen this before where liquidity is just so high. So it was a strong side for buys, and I just had a super tight stop loss. I got liquidated before this trade even closed. But we had 2 fair value gaps, kind of like how we did yesterday. I waited on the 5 minute reversal because we had 2 fair value gaps here that need to be inverted. I wasn't going to just get on this first inverted. And also I've said many times, even though it fakes me out, it will make a displacement candle like it wants to go in a certain direction just for it to inverse. I don't know why it does that. And there's no liquidity sweep here. This is just a wick for some reason. There was no liquidity here. So it's just a weird day. I should have just had a tighter stop loss, or technically on the 5 minute, our reversal strategy held in the 1050 to 1111 macros that I marked. We did get a fair value gap on the 5 minute to inverse here. So I think this is where most people got in their trades, most of the traders today. Tanya trades on a 30-second chart. Like, I'm not going down on a 30-second chart just to get a trade. I think that's unnecessary. But that's just me. But we got a good setup here. But like I said, I'd already taken 2 trades. I took a loss. I have blown my funded account, so I will be paper trading tomorrow and probably all of next week and see how we feel. So today we're going to back test, staying on the 5 minute chart. Yes, your entries might be a little less, but even here, like, you rarely get faked out. Like, we did not candle close below this fair value gap for an inverse. and we ran higher the rest of the day. We did get a candle close below this one though, but we got an inverse, so same with these. We've got some fair value gaps here that got inverse. It's just a strong day for buys. So let's go start back testing. We're gonna put this one on the 5-minute now, and we're going to go to the next New York session. And we're gonna go first, we're gonna start on the 1 hour per usual. We're in a fair value gap. I didn't even mean to make it way over there. A bearish one. And then we have equal lows right here. Love when we have equal lows, and we have relative equal highs right here. We're still not trading into our macros. We do have some internal liquidity sweeps here and here. So let's see how this plays out. Let's see if we have any other liquidity points. Damn, 3 equal lows here. So strong magnet to the downside. So it would be nice to get a sweep here, and then at 10:50 we get the reversal to the downside. We could go down out of this hour for value gap as well. Let's just see how this plays out. I mean, let's go to the 5 minutes. Just so we can mark our 950. We're almost there. 10:10. Let's see what we get. We do have an inversion about to form maybe. And then you can also wait for the market structure shift below this low here. And then got a wick, not a candle close on the market structure shift. That's why I'm starting to add market structure shifts to the inverted value gaps, because we did candle close below it, did not wick below it, and it's still holding though. But now you got a market structure shift. Yes, this was a better entry, but we like a full better than a loss and a minute swing low you can target. And then we do have literal low, 3 triple equal lows. I don't like this big candle though, going back up. So I'm not super confident in this trade, but we do have wicks on ES. Let's see. Yeah, I wasn't confident in that trade. Because the candles tell you, if there's like big candles on both ends, it's trading very sideways. So this is not really a direction. Yeah, we got candle close, we did get a market structure shift, but it's like this green candle right here just negated this market structure shift. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where you might have to just wait till you're super sure that, and either or just obviously take that loss. You know, losses come with trading, so it's not the biggest deal. All right, if we invert this hour, you might as well get in for some buys, waiting for extra like sureness. You know what I'm saying? Still choppy. Okay, I think of this candle now. And what if I'm wrong again? This is how today went. Just 2 wrong trades. And sometimes you'll have those days. Yeah, it's just a shitty day to trade, so it is what it is. No liquidity was swept technically too though, so I mean, this is kind of internal. All of these are swept, so this is why you can also just wait for you can just wait for an hour one to be swept. It usually works better if you wait for one of the overall ones to be swept that we marked beforehand, and then get in off one of those, because then there's stuff like this where it'll just trade sideways on you, and you'll get stopped out whether it keeps going higher, keeps going lower. We took a down trade and an up trade, and it just yeah, this is just a shitty day. So let's just go to the next day. Let's go to the next one. High time frame PD array are golden. Exactly. I mean, are they? That fair value gap got disrespected and inverted so fast. So I don't really. Higher time frame PD arrays get ran through, honestly. They do. They don't really get respected. Higher time frames really go liquidity to liquidity, in my opinion. Like yesterday, I sold early to respect a 30-minute fair value gap, and it ran straight through it and up the rest of the day. So I'm like, okay, but I think higher time frame liquidity is more important than a regular just PD array that's a fair value gap or something. Okay, equal highs. We love equal highs, and we have like another semi-equal high right here. No fair value gaps. There's one here, but we already tapped into it, kept going higher. We'll mark this. I mean, there is a fair value gap here, but we haven't really moved out of it yet. And that's why I don't like marking fair value gaps on the higher time frame, honestly. It's literally a wash. I like marking just liquidity points and then getting a reaction off of it is really what I like to see. So let's go to the 5-minute. Mark our macro, because that's when I feel like the trade's the best. We are on the 5-minute bearish right gap, so maybe it'll bounce off that and go lower. Let's see. Boom, it did exactly that. Bounce off this one and go lower. And on the lower time frames, yes, I feel like fair value gaps respect like crazy. So without liquidity, there's no reason to be expecting it to hold. Expecting what to hold? Oh, I see. PD arrays are often respected when there's liquidity point resting in or near. Yeah, if there's a liquidity point resting right above it or right below it, then yeah. But on higher time frame, now on the 5-minute and the 15-minute, yes, the fair value gaps hold like a motherfucker. But the 1-minute in the higher time frames to me don't. Look at this 5-minute. It came in, tapped in it. Same with why I lost today. All the 5-minute fair value gaps held so strong today. Like boom, tapped in, kept higher. Boom, inverse went higher. Boom, tapped this one, inverse this one went higher. Like it just was a beautiful symphony today. And I just played it very wrong on the 1-minute. Because even on the 5-minute, this doesn't even look clear. And same with yesterday. Yesterday, I was patient enough to hold through all this on the 1-minute, and then we had 2 1-minute fair value gaps that lined up. The top one lined up with this one, so I was like, I'm waiting for it to market structure shift and close that fair value gap, because it's just a lot. It was a lot of zigzaggy fake outs in here on the 1-minute. So we do get a liquidity sweep. So let's see if we just get a push off of any of these lines. You could have took this trade. However, like I said, I'm one of those people where like this to this liquidity, I mean, it could be a decent trade, but sometimes this is like so close to me, it's not worth it. I'm in. Hello, Lamont, what's up? Okay, so we're just waiting for a reaction off one of these lines. It could go down to this line and go higher. Let's just see. This is all we're waiting for. And then if we don't get a reversal, then it's just not our time to shine. And that is fine. I need to be better at that. Like if we don't get the reversal, I don't care. I don't trade that day. I didn't mean to do that. And I didn't lose any money like today. Ew, I don't like that color. Okay, let's see. Also, let's just go in the 1 hour before we keep going, just to make sure there's not a liquidity point. It could be targeting again, just in case. There's one here. We can mark this one because it's a 1 hour, and there is a gap here. if it does want to target that point of liquidity with the gap. So if your target is an hourly fair value gap or a 4 hour, I always have my stop loss below it, because on the higher time frames, it always like completely fills the gap. All right, let's see. It could keep going to down there. Let's see if it, boom, it does. So this trade would have been okay, but like we got no entry. Maybe if you went on the 1 minute, you would have got an entry. But again, we're only at what, 10:35. We're at 10:35, so we've only been on the chart for what, less than an hour, so you can just be a little more patient. Okay, market structure shift is above this swing high. Then we still have this fair value gap, so honestly you can just still wait for it to get inversed. Let's see. Candle wick, not a candle close. Pay attention to this. Both wicks, no candle close. Because then you would have got faked out. Okay. Now we got a candle close above. We did have a market trigger shift. Did we have a fair value gap to retap into? I don't think so. I mean, this is kind of an order block right here. I don't really trade those, so let's see if this will play out in our favor. We do have a swing low now to target as a stop loss instead of having it way down here. So I like when it makes newer swing lows and swing highs, so we don't have to like have a gigantic stop loss. And then let's just go up here for 1 to 2.5, or you can take it to this one if you want to get a little more greedy. We'll see how it plays out for us. We already ran down a lot too, so I feel like we could consolidate, but we're still up in the trade. You could move stop loss to break even at this point, but technically first liquidity point is up here as a target, and then there are some fair value gaps it technically could reverse from, but let's hope it's not going to reverse any of these. There is another fair value gap too, so this is how sometimes I cut my losses smaller. If we have a fair value gap like this and it wants to invert it to the downside, I'll get out of a trade, which is right at break even, honestly, so that won't be that bad. But yeah, it's just doing this. I do hate days like this though, because what are you doing? Oh, well, we're already at nighttime, actually. I lied to you. This was 1 p.m., so I wouldn't even have been on the chart. This is 2, 3, 4. You should have your trade closed by this time. So honestly, most of y'all would have had to take this trade to here, 1 to 1.5. So not that great of a trade. Let's see. Oh yeah, we didn't even get a trade till after 1 o'clock. So I wouldn't have took this trade. This was a day I wouldn't have traded. If I don't get a setup before noon, I don't trade. So if I don't get a setup for here, we did get one kind of right afternoon, but this is also the lunch hour. So this was just one of those days where we just would have missed out on a trade. And that's okay, because even this is 8:30. This is 9:30 candle. It didn't even sweep liquidity here. It did come into a fair value gap. So maybe there was a 1 minute setup somewhere on this green candle, but that was just a day we wouldn't have traded. Or you could have waited to the PM if you wanted to. Not a day I would have done it. All right, let's go to the next session. Ooh, a fat gap. Liquidity swept. This is also a 5-minute chart. I keep doing that. This does not matter. 5-minute liquidity matters, but what does it look like on the hourly? Okay, yeah, we got this little sweepy sweep. We have one here to target. We have a high here to target, and we still have these equal highs that have been sitting up here for like a few days now. Oh no, the day we just tested made that equal high. Okay, it swept this a little bit. at the 8 candle. We do have a fat fair value gap, but I don't like marking them like this because that helps me zero. It can come into it, yeah, and go lower. It can go higher. I don't. It's just in a confusing place. Gaps like that, where it's like you get on the chart and it's just it ran down. It's probably a news candle. Yeah, it's a news candle. So let's just see if it sweeps anything and reacts off of it. Honestly, that's all the strategy is, and you hope it happens between 9:50 and 10:10. However, so lately I've been marking on my chart when I trade. Did I clear this? I did. I mark 9:50, 10:10, and then I'll mark 10:50 to 11:10 because technically 10 to 11 is the silver bullet hour. So you can also get a good reversal in this frame. So this whole hour or so is where a reversal can happen. So that's how I mark them both in case. Sometimes it won't happen here. It'll trade sideways and then it'll happen here like it did today. And actually all week. All week I've been trading on the chart way longer because it's been not trading in here. It's been waiting until this macro or right before lunch to really give us any motion. All right. We also can treat that big fair value gap like an inverse. If we want, like if it closes above it, we're getting in buys. However, the liquidity point is just so close to that I might just wait for it to reverse and from there. We did get a liquidity, no we didn't. This is a liquidity sweep from the past. I just marked like this was a liquidity sweep technically. The news candle, I mean, yeah, technically it was, so this is a trade. We did get a fair value gap and a tap right here. So this could be a trade. Swing low here. Take it up to the news high or something. Good trade. Okay, so that's why I marked it because it was a liquidity sweep on the hour. That's what made me mark it. Sorry. So that was strong. So basically, it was one of those ones where you don't have to wait till after 9:30 for a liquidity sweep. We did have a nice big hourly liquidity sweep here, so you could have just waited for a reversal as soon as you got on the chart, and that's exactly what we got. This is a rare occasion, but that was a clean sweep. I forgot about that. So it didn't have to go down and sweep any lower because it already swept a major liquidity point and then enter off of a fair value gap. There was one to invert as well because you know that we like the inverses a little stronger. And we really, I lied, there wasn't one. There's a big wick here. I was gonna say here, but there's a wick. So we got a fair value gap tap here. We did get a market structure shift down here. However, that is before we got on the chart. I get on chart at least 9:45. So yeah, this gap, and it was trading a little confusing and sideways in here. But then we got a push with the fair value gap, and we ran up the rest of the time. So someone asked me about trading news, and I'm like, news, you'll get this. You'll get sometimes it'll just come back in the gap and continue down. Or you'll get an inverse and then continue higher, or you'll get a choppy little going up just to sweep it and go back down. Like you can trade these news candles. There's like 4 or 5 situations that usually happen. But yeah, so that's why you always look on the hourly first, and sometimes you'll mark liquidities like this that have just been taken, just in case it wants to reverse from there. It could have gone down and swept this internal one to go higher as well, but it did sweep some stuff before moving up for us. But that was a beautiful trade, and it could probably even go all the way up to here. I don't want to get greedy though, but boom. This is all how we trade. We just try to find some kind of reversal-ish thing after liquidity sweep in these macro hours. So let's do another one. Obviously, if you don't know what any of this is, you have to go watch ICT or T-Trade's YouTube channel, and get familiar with, fair value gaps, liquidity sweeps, and just the terms. I'm not going to teach them yet. Or I just feel like it's weird because ICT teaches them for free and he's the guy. I do understand though how he can be confusing to a lot of people. But we do have this crazy gap down that is definitely going to have to be fucking filled. So on a paper trade, and then I'm gonna get a my funded futures account so I can full port that hoe and get my top step and copy trade them both after I get my bearings back. But some of these days, like even as a trader who's been trading for not that long, but like what, 8 to 10 months, some of these charts look fucking crazy. Like, what is this? I mean, this is what we traded yesterday. That's the trade we caught. And it ran up. Actually, we sold here to be safe. No, we sold at these equal highs, but it ran up the rest of the day if you held it. But it's like, I don't know what this is. There's a lot of gaps here, obviously, but sometimes you have to just go to the 4 hour every now and then. Sometimes the 4 hour doesn't help you either. Okay, so in the 4 hour, we do have a fat ass gap right here. And we do have a liquidity point up here if we want to keep going through it. You can mark up fair value gap to if we invert it, but at this point it's giving, if it goes higher, sometimes days like this where it looks crazy like this, it kind of can be better because we're like, if we want it to go down, we want it to come sweep up here first, and it's not that far from here. If we want it to go up, we want it to sweep this first, and it's not that far from here either. So hopefully it just goes for a trade or for a trade. So hopefully it just gives us something nice. This does look a little crazy, and there are days like that, but as long as we stick to our strategy and we're patient and wait for a good setup, everything is fine. Win or lose, if you followed your rules, it's a winning day. All right, 5 minute chart. Let's mark the other ones. And if I'm on my chart on the 1 minute, I'm not doing it on here. I used to mark the 11 o'clock too. Because some people, like, if there's not a trade before 11 o'clock, they get off the chart. So I mark that for some people if they want it. Okay, internal liquidity sweep with equal lows. So it's looking like a come down, go higher type of situation. Do we have equal highs up here? We low-key do too. So it's kind of like we're trading in a range. And then we did kind of sweep this already, but that could be a sweep to go here in our macro to give us the trade of the day. I've seen it. It happened yesterday. Everyone took the 9:30 open to here, and we're done. And then we got the trade here, and then we took it, and it ran out the rest of the day for a bigger trade than this. But boom! Oh, that's a beautiful wick. The candle's not finished, however. But let's mark this for value gap. I mean, we probably should wait for the candle to finish. Boom. Beautiful. Candle finished here. Honestly, you could enter off this hammer candle. That is a beautiful candle. I don't really trade off candles. I started to trade off candles, and that's what made me a little bit unprofitable, but like, I love a good hammer candle. I love a good hammer candle. Or, obviously, you have to get in up here, after this candle closes. Or sometimes, if it's a big candle, I've noticed like this, it'll come back and retap. It'll retest the gap. Or it'll leave its own gap to retest. So up to you. Sometimes, if I'm confident, even after a hammer, I won't wait for this candle to close, and I'll get in something like this. Stop loss below the candle. Whereas one of our lovely blue lines, they are kind of far. Don't piss me off. They are kind of far. Let's see if there's a liquidity. There's liquidity right there that was left this giant gap almost. So, what is this, a 1 to 4? I mean, I don't like to get a 1 to 4 unless I'm super confident in the trade. This is a good accumulation, manipulation, distribution setup, a power of 3. It's just like, I don't like cat playing breakup ranges, but we did get a strong liquidity sweep, but this candle, not looking nice. So And this is a big fair value gap up here that it's rejecting off of. So let's see. Are we trusting our trade or are we? Okay. Now we have lost this trade with this type of a stop loss. Some people do their stop loss down here. Some people do it at the bottom of the candle. I think we have lost this trade. And now we have inverted fair value gaps up here to go lower. We reacted off this gap here. Let's see if it just runs down the rest of the day or if it's just gonna play with us all day. Because it's looking like it just wants to play with us. And or our stop loss was just too tight, which happens to me a lot because I don't like, yeah, stop loss was just too tight. This happens to me a lot because just like, if you're an ICT trader, like I said, this is the market structure shift. This is the most prominent swing low. There was no swing low made up in this move. It's just a fat candle. That's why we don't really like these candles. Now it did come back and tap us in like I did call when it's a big candle. But technically your stop loss is below this low. It can do whatever it wants, and we're not in a downtrend until we close below this low. And that's why sometimes it's just a fat stop loss and it fucking sucks. Or you just put your entry here and that's still a fat stop loss. But then you wouldn't have gotten stopped out. And I do get upset with myself when I get stopped out and it goes my way. However, I'm not mad if it's just what I'm willing to risk. If I'm willing to risk that, that's what I'm willing to risk. But we were right about our trade. We got a great hammer candle. Now, I would have interrupted the hammer candle, so my stop loss would have been kind of nice. As soon as that hammer candle closed, that's a straight turtle soup. So I would have been in that trade, but if I would have waited for the market structure shift, I don't like this 1 to 1.5 on a big stop loss and a big move, but a big stop loss. I personally don't like that. Do you place orders to see if it plays out? I feel like that's been helping me. No, because when I trade, I don't trade all day. So if you let order, it won't let me cancel if it goes past my day. I don't like that. Like there are times where the market will chop and I'll close my order early, and this app won't let you close your order early. It's to hit stop loss or hit take profit, and that's what I don't like. That's when I stopped using take orders. And also, I could, but I don't want people to be obsessing over the money. I want you obsessing over predicting the markets right, like 90% of the time. The money will come. I don't want y'all to see like, oh, we made $100 on this trade or $200 on this trade or whatever. Especially because everyone's risk to rewards are going to be different. And this app lets you do like 0.1%, and that's like, and it lets you do like risk $100 on NQ, which you like. It's not accurate on the NQ like contracts on here. It lets you do like increments of one mini micro. So it's really not that accurate. I mean, it is, but like, let me see. Okay, position size 1, fine. But when I did it the other day when I was doing it, it was doing like percentage of like 1% risk. And it was like, you lost $100 on this trade. And it was like, that was not a $100 loss. That was like a $300 loss. Like, it just wasn't accurate. Wish 1 to 500 leverage on gold was still a thing, U.S. citizens. I mean, I'm not a leverage trader, so if that's what you like. I don't like leverage. I like trading proper risk and proper, like when I trade options, I trade cash accounts. I don't like a bunch of margin. I mean, it's nice, but you can get that kind of leverage. You can get that kind of reward just trading options the safe way. But yeah, if you like to do the orders, you can. I don't. And I always forget to do them, honestly. And then I like to explain, like, we would take an entry here. We could take an entry here. Like, you can't do that if I place the order. Like I said, that hammer candle would have been the best entry, or, you know, getting in somewhere in this candle. Stop loss just has to be below this low. It has to be, because this sucks. Or you would have just got stopped out, and then you would have just got right back in. Let's see. I mean, I guess there's a swing high right here. If for you to get back into, but it looks not that clear. And a loss sucks, so it's a big loss. But then, I mean, obviously we made it back, but like sometimes losses like this just kill the vibe. You trade options and futures, correct? I just trade futures now. I no longer trade options, but I used to trade options, yes. Go to next New York session. Alrighty. Okay, this was yesterday. See how choppy that shit was, but we got that little trade down. We got that hammer, we caught it. We took it, but then it reversed on us, which again, you could have took the trade to the downside. We didn't talk about that, but usually on my recaps when it happens during the day, I let people know you could trade. Zigzag days are my favorite days. All right, we have equal lows here. And then, yeah, that 1 to 500 leverage is definitely Forex too. And I fucking hated trading Forex. Always have, always will. It's not really a Forex thing, obviously, because technically, if you want to look at it real nice, if you wanted to go right now and get a job in finance and have like healthcare and benefits and shit, you would be a Forex trader. Like that's what the banks trade, currencies, right? But since it's like, that's the thing about trading that pisses me off. It's like different by where you live at. So now in America, trading Forex is a fucking illegal apparently. So all the brokers are scammy as fuck. I don't like that. I don't like the spreads. They manipulate the markets. All the charts look so different. The prop firms are scam. It's just like a scammy space. They take MT4. You have to switch a broker every 3 months. Like, it's just not even worth it for your peace of mind. Obviously, I started with options, so I have that peace of mind of like a secure, good broker with a bank that I invest my like money in already. So it was just like going from options to Forex just never made sense to me because I already had a safe trading platform. So that's when I switched to futures. But obviously, if you live in like not America, like Europe, Africa, India, like Forex is like your options, and then options and futures are like your Forex. Like it's scammy. It's like illegal. I don't even think you can trade stocks if you're not an American citizen. Like, which is so stupid. We should all be able to trade everything. I don't know why like someone from India can't trade stock options just because they're American citizen. Like it's so dumb. Everything's dumb. So it's basically just where you're from, but Forex, a lot of Americans trade Forex, obviously, but it's not set up for us to thrive, like futures and options set up for us to thrive, versus if you got citizenship in another country and you traded Forex on a UK broker, I'm sure your Forex trading would be phenomenally better than how you're trading it on, Hugo Trade or Henkel Trade or all the other brokers. Plus, anything I have to fund my account with crypto only, you already lost me. You already fucking lost me. And a lot of the brokers that let you do that leverage like that, you have to fund it with the crypto account. With futures, is it at all possible to turn 600 into 1K in a week? That's very possible. No, that's very possible. You can easily do that. Futures, you can turn 600 into like 3K in a week. But if you really want the best leverage and the best flip, options, you can turn $6 to 1K in a day. Like options is not no bitch. And I'm thinking about going back to it and just trading futures for prop firms, honestly. I just want to do it through my business, and I need to apply for a business broker, which just takes forever. But I have an options broker for personal. And maybe I'll do that. Just prop firms be my... What am I doing? I always do this. This is the 5-minute chart. I was like, why does this look stupid? But yeah, if you really want to flip money and safely, options. It's not even scammy to turn 6K into $1,000 on options. It's on a legit broker. So it's like you might as well go ahead and just. And then with options, and that's what's funny, because with options, I was so profitable. I became unprofitable trading futures and prop firms because you have these rules. So the options, I know I say this every day because I love them, even though I don't trade them anymore. With options, you can literally just buy a contract on what you want like on the amount you want to risk. So you can trade without a stop loss. So you can just buy a $50 options contract, and then if it goes against you, you just lost $50. Like in options, the max you can lose is what you pay for the contract. Versus forex and futures, if you don't set a stop loss, you can lose just as much as you are willing to gain. Like you can lose your whole account, or you can make your whole account. But with options, you only lose what you pay for the contract, which is the best part. Obviously, there's Greeks and there's other things about it. So a lot of people with options, you're not scared to hold your trades. You're not scared to lose your trades because you bought a $6 option. So say it's a day like this. Say you bought a $6 option, right? And, we trade liquidity to liquidity. So a lot of us futures or forex traders, we're closing here or, we're closing here. But with options, you can just let the shit run because you're like, well, either way, it's just $50 fucking if I lose. And each dollar amount gain, obviously the dollars are different on here, so you're not going to see like hundreds of dollars up and down. It's going to be like $10, but every dollar move you can make like $100 or something. It's ridiculous. I like Thinkorswim, but a lot of people like Webull too. My thing about Webull, here's my thing. So a lot of people trade on Robinhood too, right? Robinhood is dumb for day trading, but it's good for like beginners. It looks nice, right? I feel like Webull is like Robinhood meets Thinkorswim. It's legit broker. You trade really well, but it looks good. It looks aesthetically pleasing. It looks easier and cleaner. It's not as intimidating versus Thinkorswim looks like Ninja Trader. Like it looks kind of scary and robot-y and like technical, and it looks like Ninja Trader and Thinkorswim look like you're trading at like a real bank if you had a full-time job type shit, versus like Webull and Robinhood look really nice. So I feel like a lot of women like to trade on Robinhood and Webull, but a lot of men do too. I've never used Webull, but I've seen the screenshots when people make money on Webull look so much nicer than the screenshots on when people trade on Thinkorswim. But they both are great, and any options broker is good, and the mobile apps are just as good as the desktop. That's one thing I don't like about forex and futures. Once I made the switch, using a mobile app is literally useless. It's so useless. Using even Ninja Trader, I got the Ninja Trader app, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Versus like with options, I would just trade on my phone. I would just be on TradingView like this, setting my whole brackets and everything on my phone, and it's literally exactly the same as it looks on the computer. There's no lag. You can do everything on the phone that you can do on the computer. Okay, we did get a little eternal liquidity sweep here, but I don't really trust that. We do have a lot to fill down here, so maybe we want it to sweep up and then go lower, but this is technically already a sweep, so let's just see what we get. It can go lower to go higher. We're just reacting off what the market tells us. Like knowing that, sis, just so I don't even bother touching mobile apps anymore. Yeah, the mobile apps are, dude. And it's just so shocking. Again, coming from options, I'm like, what in the hell? That's why if you're like a truck driver or you like do shit, like I know a lot of guys like that trade, and I feel bad if they trade futures. Like you just might as well just go to options, bro, because it's gonna be messy for you trying to trade futures on any mobile app. He was saying that about Trade-Evade. He was trying to group trade on Trade-Evade, and I'm like, I don't know when they're gonna get that, which is crazy because futures is just as legit as options, but the brokers are like forex adjacent, honestly, when it comes to how shitty they are. But it is what it is, child. See how why you wait? Because I look at that liquidity sweep. Could have fake. This was a very indecisive candle, but some people might have entered sales off of that, and then you would have got mollywopped. All right. Okay, well, that's no entry for us. So at this point, we're waiting for a reversal or some kind of continuation entry that is not terrible, but I don't know. This might be a day we just don't trade. Technically, 5-minute for value gap, that what we reacted off of. So you could have waited for it to invert this, but since it didn't invert this and pushed, maybe you take this trade. I don't know what our target is on a higher time frame though. Hey, how are you? I'm good. I lost and blew my funded account today, but whatever. I'm not mad at it per se. But I did break some of my rules today, so it is what it is. How are you today though? Did you make money today? I saw some people who trade, like, obviously, like, good traders who've been trading for a while. They traded on, like, the 30-second chart and shit. Like, you gotta do all that to make some money. Like, I'm not doing it. All right, this was a beautiful continuation play that we had called. I did not trade. Okay, so I did trade. I traded a continuation play, but I had a tight stop loss, so I got stopped out. And then definitely talking about Tanya. I'm talking about Tanya actually. And then there was no reversal. I only traded the NASDAQ, so I don't know what Tesla did. But then we got we didn't get any reversals. There was no liquidity to reverse from today. It was a clear sign we were going up today. We still didn't even hit the target, but there was no liquidity. I'll show you on any time frame. The hour, the 4 hour, there's no liquidity to reverse from until we get up to here. So it was just clear buys today. There's no liquidity to reverse from, like, at all. So what I did was I got faked out on the 1 minute, and then I thought we might have gotten a little reversal, and then we did not, and it ran up the rest of the day. This little mini reversal here. But yeah, it's okay. But then I saw on the 5 minute, like, we're not reversing. And so I was like, I'm gonna stick to trading the 5 minute like I should. That little reversal was just this. And we just tapped. And as soon as we didn't close, the candle closed below this, I was like, we're fucked, we're going up. And I already took 2 trades, so I didn't get back in. Even though I did take 3 trades on Monday and wound up getting back in profit, but today I was like, I didn't want to do it, but I should have. It was a clear, it was clear on ES as well, because ES did an inverted for value gap for us to go higher. So yeah, it's just one of those days. Oh, here it is. We didn't candle close below ES, and then we got inverted for value gap. So I was like, I should have just held out on my trade. So yeah, I'm sticking to the 5 minute because you just don't get faked out as much as you do on the 1 minute. Yeah, your entry will be later, your stop loss will be bigger, which does suck, but it's a price to pay to win more. Like, no, it wasn't what? What do you mean, no, it wasn't? Specifically. So this continuation play played out beautifully. What stock you looking at? NQ and ES futures. So SPY and QQQ chart. Oh yeah, from Tanya. Yeah, if I have to get on a 30-second chart, I mean, she did get buys though, so good for her. But she did take some losses, she said too. Okay, so Webull is better for mobile app. No, any options broker is great for mobile. I'm just saying futures and forex apps suck. Webull, options, Thinkorswim, all of them are great. And mobile just as good as they are on the computer. Yeah, this is a good continuation play. I don't know if I'd play this in real life, but maybe. I played them better on the 5 minute because you, like I said, you do not get faked out. We did get a little, first of all, this was not our entry. Our entry was, no, it was, because I don't play off the tap because I wait for it to get inverted. And as soon as we get reaction off the fair value gap to the upside, like I would have done today if I didn't get stopped out, if I didn't take 2 losses, this would have been the trade for me today. But my target was the yellow line at the top, but that we never hit. We didn't even hit it yet. We're kind of almost there. We're like, it's like right here. I cleared this chart. It's like right here. We didn't even hit it, but I could have rode this today, but hey. Let's clear this S but I'll still be live trading every day. It'll just be on a paper trading account for like at least a week, I think. Market's looking red tomorrow. I don't do day before analysis, I'm sorry to say. I really don't. Because I trade for 3 hours a day, so it doesn't pertain to me. I think we could still go up to that liquidity point, though. Truly. But that could happen overnight as well, so I really don't know. I do think we're going to hear first. For sure. And then reversing from there, maybe. Or that can officially be a market structure shift on the higher time frame. We already rebalanced a lot. So, what do I do? Yes. Why is this there? Do you really want to delete your alert crossing? Yeah, and it's still there, so I don't. Alright, well, we'll do that later. But these are all-time highs too, so we could be going back to all-time highs. I don't know. I like to react off the market. I don't like to assume, like, the market's going to be bearish tomorrow. The market's going to be whatever tomorrow, unless it's clear. Like, today was so clear. I've actually never seen this before. I've never been in a situation where there was no liquidity but one that was far as hell, and there was just nothing to reverse off of. So it was just a good day for buys, and continuations are my strong suit because my stop loss is always, I just never know where to put it on the continuation point. I never know where to put my stop loss. Like, even this, we could have easily lost this trade. It could have easily came down to here and then gone our way. Like, this worked out, but I just never know. I have to catch like the bottom of a move because I know where my stop loss is, below a swing low. But anything after that, it's hard for me. So one day I'll get better at it, but obviously this one was good. So I don't want to take continuation plays anymore unless they're just super clear. Like, this one was clear, the one today was clear. And hopefully trading on the 5 minute, I'll see them more clearly too, because, and even for whoever asked about reversals, we did get a reversal play though right here too. We got 2 of them. So this was what, the macro, the 950, this was the 1050. So I could have played this if I waited for it. We did get a reversal trade after this invert for value gap. Again, I already took 2 losses, so I think a lot of people took this trade actually. A lot of the gurus and shit, I think they took that trade, which is a better trade than this fair value gap, but I think a lot of the gurus took this trade off that inverse because a lot of us trade reversals. So, but you know, it's part of the process. I'm still confident. I'm still confident in getting funded really soon. It's just playing with these time frames is my strategy. So I went back to the 1 minute and I'm like, I don't know why I did that. How far back should you look into a stock to see its future growth? I feel like a year, but not even. That's a whole different beast. That's like looking into its like earnings. That's like real earnings plays. I know a lot of options traders look at earnings. I never did, but that's an earnings thing. That's their projection thing, how healthy the company is. That's also news and fundamentals, but we'll do some of that. That's a daily chart thing for like the guy who asked, are we red tomorrow? Again, so technically we are still in a downtrend. However, this technically could be a market structure shift. We came down, this is a swing high to go higher. If we strongly candle close above this, we could easily go to take out all-time highs. Now, we could come into this gap. We already came to the gap once though, so it looks like we're going to invert it. But we never tapped into this daily gap yet. So if we reverse off this gap, we're crashing. And if we close above this gap, we are making higher highs. For what month is it? Maybe the rest of the year. But let's see, 2024. I mean, I don't know. It also depends too. Like with investing in stocks long term and all, it just depends. Like I think we're due for a crash. I think we're due for a recession. I think capitalism in America needs to crash and recalibrate bad. I don't know what that has to do with how bad that will affect the stock market. Because we're at a point. I think we're at a point because I don't know if y'all know, but I'm a very capitalist. Like, I love trading. I love making money. I hate this whole system we have to deal with, though, every day. So when y'all are ready to dismantle it, I'm 10 toes down. However, I do feel like the greedy are still greedy, so I don't think the stock market is going to crash that much. But obviously, a lot of people in America can't afford basic shit. So it's time for, like, a real crash, like a real rebalancing. But I feel like we're so polarized as a country that it can easily like COVID, like people were getting so much richer, and like stocks were like, some stocks were going crazy during COVID where it should have been all declining, like, so it's just hard to say. But if you believe in ICT or the algorithm, we're gonna definitely break this high, and we might come up here to reverse. If we invert this, we're definitely going higher. We're probably definitely gonna invert this because we already tapped in, went down. We do have a strong daily hammer candle as well. Nah, what, Flow Capital? You trade firms? I do. I trade with Top Step, and I'm gonna get a my funded futures firm next. My funded futures account next. Flow Capital, what you mean by nah? What do you my analysis or of the NASDAQ? Or what? But obviously with stocks you really just buy on a dip. Do you recommend Top Step? I'm thinking about getting eval soon. SPY reversal from 554 to 530. I'm not even on SPY, but I'll look. Also, I trade ES, not SPY, but I think the numbers are kind of the same. So you said 554. Yeah, I don't know what that's gonna be, but we can go to SPY. So you said reversal from 554 to 530. No, it's gonna at least come to 554. That's literally the swing high I just said. That's literally everything I just said. So why do you say no? That's literally what I just said. That's the same liquidity point right here. Right here. And even if we do get a market structure shift, for those who trade ICT, we know it's gonna come down. It's going to go to 540, it's going to come down to 530, and then it's going to keep going up, or it's going to keep going lower. So yeah, I just said I know for sure we're going, fuck this damn indicator. There we go. We know it's coming up to here, and then we probably know it's going to tap into here. It can come up to here, sweep this with a wick, and then go down. Who knows? It could come up to here after days or months. It could go here, it could go lower, and we keep going a downtrend until we finally do rebalance back up to here. Who knows? But it's going to come to this fair value gap for sure. And we're going to this liquidity point literally tomorrow, and probably honestly in London session. We're gonna wake up and this liquidity probably is gonna be swept. And maybe this fair value gap inverse. That's why I don't like looking at like, ooh, what's tomorrow gonna do? Because I'll do this. I used to do this instead of backtest, like every night, like, hey, this is what the market's gonna do, and then be mad when it happened in London Asian session. I don't know why this keeps happening. You're disgustingly bearish. I mean, if you think that, I don't care what if it's bearish or bullish. I just play off whatever the market wants. Wherever it goes, I'm riding the wave. Like, I put a saddle on the horse and take it on up or take it on down. I really don't care. And then for long-term investing, I have an account that handles that for me. I just put money in it every month, and it does that long-term shit for me. So I really don't care. I don't need to guess the market. I play off what the market gives me. Do you recommend Top Step? Thinking about getting eval soon? Yes, it's the cheapest of the futures prop firm, and it's the most legit. So, Apex is pretty cheap. Not gonna lie, but Apex is kind of scamming, so they say. However, Apex has their own trade copier. I bought Replicanto because I started with Top Step. So if you do plan on copy trading, it wouldn't be bad to start with Apex. Sometimes I wish I did start with Apex, but I heard Top Step is just so much better. So, but Top Step is cheaper than like my funded futures, and it's cheaper than Take Profit Trader. It's only $50 a month, which most of us have $50 a month. All right, let's do one more. trade. Backtesting. 5 minute. Okay, because remember when we started backtesting, I feel like every day I've backtested, I've just gone off of what happened to me in the market in the morning, because well, this is my life, but we started on the 5 minute. But we were just doing regular continuations and reversals, like not focusing on certain things, not focusing on the macro. And then I went to the 1 minute and I was just focusing on the macros. And now we're back to the 5 minute with focusing on the macros. And I feel like, I know I say this every day, but I feel like this is the final form of my strategy. I do. I feel like it is the final form. I feel like we have liquidity here, liquidity here. This is the final form, I think. I feel like you can see continuation plays on the 5 minute really nicely as well. So there's really no need to only trade reversals, but you mainly want reversal. Like you only trade a continuation, like I said, if it's clear, or you just don't trade that day, and it's literally okay. Boom, liquidity sweep beautifully, reacted off it beautifully. However, this 1 hour candle is not closed, obviously, so you have to wait to get a reversal sign on the 5 minute. We don't have one. We don't have any state in the change of delivery. We have one big candle. We do have a little turtle suit, but then look at this wick right here, looking like it wants to continue higher. Okay, now we got some shit shaking. We do have two fair value gaps that lined up with each other. We have not inversed this fair value gap yet, even though it's so close to our take profit. So if you feeling ballsy, you can get in here. You could wait for the market structure shift. You could make, this is maybe a situation where then you go to the 1 minute, but then you can get faked out in the 1 minute too. But you can see if you get like a little bit of a better entry, which is not much better. That's not what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to do. Take it down to here. And then on the 5 minute, what does it look like? Yeah, about the same. It's a little higher than this candle close. But also, with an inverse, sometimes you can do like you can get in on the wick for a tighter stop loss. But this is the inverse on the 1 minute anyway, so you wouldn't have seen it. But there is a inverse here, but it's way down here. So we haven't even really candle closed below that yet. So you also can wait for that to be extra sure. Oh, we kind of just did. Then your entry, like I said, is way down here. So let's see how that plays out. It sucks to lose on the 5 minute because their stop loss is kind of fat, so it's a little scary. Okay, we're already now with our market structure shift here. So good sign, but you can still lose like that. Oh, we didn't lose yet, actually. We almost got stopped out by a tick and it went our way. So that's a good trade. And the first take profit hit. And that's why I usually target first take profits, not all three. It could hit all three, even though we do have equal lows right here. But the first one's the most sure. And then I feel like 75% of the time it hits this one, and then like 50% of the time it hits the third one. So that's why your stop loss is always above the swing high. I didn't have it up there because look, it almost stopped us out. Almost, like to like 3 ticks. Almost stopped us out. So this is just how we trade. And this is one of those ones where you can, if you get in fast enough, you would have done a turtle soup if you can get it right at this line, but you probably would have just got in at that hammer. You know, I love a good hammer candle. Hammer candles are the only true price action candles, I feel like. Even though sometimes you will get faked out on a hammer, I have before. Like this one. I hate when it does that. This candle here. I mean, this is a hammer though with no like swing high. It's just like, this is the big candle, this is the big candle. But this hammer before it actually, look at that long hammer, long wick hammer buys. It did have a little drawdown, which is a little scary, but buys right at this. That drawdown would have been nasty though, because that shit really just went down on you as soon as you got in, but buys to whatever liquidity point. this liquidity point right here. Not really that great of a risk to reward, but that hammer candle, and it did it. It wicked it, and then boom, you get another trade. Right after, we got our turtle soup. Right after this hammer candle, and we went down to this one, and we got another hammer candle, another hammer here too, and that could have been a entry with a little smaller stop loss. This is one of those things too where, like, if you almost get stopped out like this is a real good swing high. Like, it made a beautiful swing high instead of like some choppy swing highs like these. Like, this is a good swing high, but some of these are choppy that you can move your stop loss to this once we run down again, because now we're in a market structure shift above this swing high. And then same with this one down here. Obviously you don't want this entry, but you can move stop loss to break even down here, because once we break this candle, we're in a new, we're changing direction. But yeah, okay, I'll be live tomorrow. I'll be paper trading, definitely probably paper trading the rest of the week next week, getting some bearings, trading the 5 minute, and like really honing down my strategy, which I should have been doing the whole time I started back testing. But I was like, YOLO, I don't care. I'm starting to treat prop firms like I really don't care, which is, I don't know if that's good or bad. It might help emotionally, but it might not. But most people don't. I'm in this group chat with a bunch of like black traders, and a lot of them just have so many, and that's what they got them. They're just like full porting and like fuck it, and they have like 13 of them. And I feel like YOLO. So that's how I feel about prop firms. I'm on paper trade, so I don't waste like obviously any more money. And then my prop firm restarts on the 12th of September, but I might have to pay to do it early, or I can just wait for it to like automatically do it then. We'll see. And then I might do it my funded futures too, just to like, you can actually full port on my funded futures. There's no consistency rule during the eval phase, so you can actually do a full port, like 3,000. Top Step, I did that, but I forgot you have to do it in like 2 trades. You can't do like more than 50% in 1 trade to get funded, which sucks with Top Step. So that's the only thing about Top Step. I should have said when that guy was in the live, but he's not anymore. But so I'm gonna probably do my funded futures next first, and I can also trade on TradingView. So like for my lives and for like recaps, you'll be able to see my my entries and exits, because I trade on NinjaTrader, and I close it after every trading day because I feel like sometimes the data lags if I leave it open overnight. So I don't even risk it. I refresh my NinjaTrader every morning. Like, we're gonna take out these highs right now, actually. And like, definitely, was the Asian session right now? Yeah, we're probably gonna take out these highs in Asian session. But yeah, I'll see y'all in the morning if y'all trade with me live. If not, we'll be back here back testing tomorrow. Same shit, different day. I honestly feel like we're in a groove though, that I might start back testing like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or something like that. Like, I don't think we need to be here every day anymore. Or even just Monday through Friday, because I do the recaps of my trade I took in the morning, and then weekends we're just chilling and we're just off. Because like today I did laundry and I went out to eat, and I was like, dang, I got back test. But also, I want this shit bad enough. I should back test every day. So we'll see how we feel. If it's getting redundant, then we'll spread it out. But if it's not and we're still having a good time every night, then let's fucking go. But yeah, I'll see you in the morning, 9:45. We're going to trade, paper trade. You can paper trade with me. And if you're scared to trade, you should paper trade anyway, because you're getting your practice. You're taking your exits and your entries with me. You're used to making and losing money, and you're getting in the habit. So I'd rather you paper trade than just watch me, honestly. And I'd rather you paper trade than put real money in there and lose it. So yeah. See you in the morning. All right.